Hello, everyone. This is Still Time with Hope. I am the host, Hope, and I hope everyone is doing well as we have now gone into September. Can you believe it? We are in the ninth month of the year, which is insanity when you think about it, because Christmas is just around the corner. And well, I'm always one of those people that will kind of don't hate get Christmas presents late, but we'll see. We shall see. I am super busy with some things that are going on my side. Nothing serious with regards to health or anything like that, I'm happy to say. But I wanted to get on here and do a quick little episode because I do not have a guest for you, and I'm not sure when I'm going to get another guest. I'm hoping in the near future, but even if I don't, as I've said before, if you've been with us for a while, even if you haven't, I will get on here and do an episode at least once a month that ties into ovarian cancer or maybe a little added about my journey that I've been on. And I'm going to the 14 years since I first was diagnosed with cancer in 2011. And that is a big thing for me, of course, but it will also be something around the ovarian cancer environment or realm, if you will, when there's not a guest. All right. What I want to say on this short one is that it's Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. What? What? And you're like, I knew that. And some of you are like, I didn't know that. But hopefully, those who are listening to this podcast do know that September is the official month for ovarian cancer awareness. And I wanted to give you a little bit of information. This podcast is all about ovarian cancer, so there's going to be information that may even be repeated every year in September, every year on May 5th, which is World Ovarian Cancer Day. Things may be repeated, but guess what? It's okay because things sometimes they need to be repeated. The more you hear somebody talk about that subject, the more it's going to come into play in the future. All that to say is, let's get to what is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month? Why? Why do we have Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month? So here's a little timeline of how September became recognized. President Bill Clinton declared September the 13th to the 19th in 1998 as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Week. In the year 2000, the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition expanded this observance to the entire month. And then in 2001, President George W. Bush formally designated September as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. Ergo, we have Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month in September. There you go. There is no quiz. I promise. But I think that's really cool little fun facts about how this month kind of began. Now it goes to what's its purpose? To educate the public, to raise awareness about the symptoms and risk factors of ovarian cancer, and to advocate for increased funding and support for research and early detection. The month serves as a national movement to increase visibility, support, and ultimately save lives by driving change for this deadly gynecological cancer, for which there is currently no early detection test. And sadly, public understanding remains limited. Now, y'all, I am getting my source here when I Google this. So AI is assisting me if you wonder where I'm getting my resources. Now, the purpose, again, is to educate the public about this disease with its symptoms, risk factors, and the importance of early detection. And here's the activities that you will find in just about every state. Not just Texas, not just the states of where my lovely interviewees, if you will, or guests rather, are living. There are so many places that are having events this month. So please, if you do not already know this, if you do not know where to get involved, if you want to, even for voluntary purposes, please reach out. Promise, a simple Google search will help you do that. But you can always go to the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition. Number one, they're in every state, I believe, and they always have something going on. And there's going to be something here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex that's going to be happening later this month that I hope I can partake in because I will need it. I am currently doing a lot of stuff that is keeping me busy, and I think it will be a nice reprieve to do a little self-care by going out and seeing these activities in action. And they do a lot. They do marathons, they do walkathons, they have all of these booths where you can get more information. And of course, they're always looking for more donating to their causes. I have a friend that I interviewed doing a mile called a hashtag mile for her, quote unquote mile for her. And you could do anything. You could do a mile in walking, you could do a mile in hiking. She was actually kayaking, and she posted a little video on that. I was a little jelly because I'm like, man, I love kayaking. I've only done it once, but I love it. But there are so many different activities that you can find going on throughout the month of September that, yes, it's fun, but it's also for educational purposes. You get people involved that are not just survivors, but they're also caregivers. They're also healthcare professionals, advocates, and organizations working together to spread the word and to take action. And of course, the color is teal. Teal is the deal, y'all. TEAL. And wear it. Wear it with pride. It's such a beautiful color. It can go with pretty much anything, and it really helps. Even something small like wearing the color teal. How does that help, you may ask? Well, because it may bring up or spark a conversation. Like, hey, I really like those teal earrings or those teal kicks you're wearing or that teal shirt. And I've noticed all month you've been wearing teal, at least once a week throughout the month, or twice a week, or 3 times a week. I mean, you can get it in so many different arrays of teal, like the 50 shades of gray. Well, this is the 50 shades of teal, y'all. You've got the lighter color of teal, the darker color of teal. You name it, there's a different type of teal that you can wear. Heck, if you want to wear it 5 days a week, you go for it. You do you. All that to say is that it can spark that conversation. And it's like, hey, let me tell you why I'm wearing teal, why it means something to me. It could be because you lost somebody that from this horrible disease. It could be because you know somebody like moi here in Texas that has gone through it and has this podcast, and you can direct them to this podcast and just a little plug right there. Or it could be because simply you just want to advocate because you've heard a lot about it and how there's so many people that don't know a lot about it. And one way or another, you feel connected to it. And hopefully that will spark the interest, right? So please do that. It really means a lot to our cause. And lastly, ovarian cancer is the deadliest of all gynecological cancers. Yet public understanding of this disease is so limited, so limited. I mean, I've said this before. When I used to Uber and Lyft, I would ask women, do you know that Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month is September? And they would say no. Do you know what the symptoms of ovarian cancer? And they say no. Do you know the color? They say no. I mean, it's been almost 14 years since I was first diagnosed, and we still have so many people in the public who do not know about this insidious disease. So raising awareness is so critical to increasing visibility, improving education, and driving change to save lives. That can't be reiterated enough, y'all. So please, if you can't be part of the activities or in the areas that you live and you don't have the money to donate, you know what? You can get some of the great information that's out here on the internet. You can go to the websites for National Ovarian Cancer Coalition, the Ovarian Cancer Research and Foundation Alliance. There are things that you can do that doesn't involve you having to give any money or even partake in the activities. You can do something by just sharing the websites. You can do something by sharing an image of the symptoms of ovarian cancer. Those little things can make a big difference. I really, really believe that. And that's what I'll leave you on. Thank you so much, as always, for giving me a listen. Please, if you really like what you hear, like, rate, and follow, and all that good stuff. It really makes a difference. I'm just a wee little podcast trying to make a big difference in the world with advocating for this disease that tried to get me 3 times, y'all. I'm a 3-time ovarian cancer survivor, but I am still here. And while I am still here, I'm going to do my due diligence to do what I can, even if it's in a small way, by having this podcast, by spreading ovarian cancer awareness on my social media, and by hopefully encouraging and inspiring those out there that are listening to this podcast, or even if those I can get, 5 minutes with, if I meet even a stranger, I will do my part to spread awareness. And if you go out and do a little bit, I'll say it again and again and again, it does make a difference. It really does. So thank you. So that's all I got for y'all on this one. If I don't have a guest, once a month, I'll check in just to keep this podcast alive until I have other guests, because I know there are so many out there that I could have come on and just tell their stories and spread that awareness and spread that hope and that joy for the stories of those who have gone through it, are doing so well, but wish that they never probably had to have gone through it, and hope the same for others. And by sharing their stories, there's that possibility that those that are listening out there, God forbid if they were to get this disease, they at least will find it early versus later. That is our hope. And by doing so, lives can be saved. All right. I'll probably put some links on here for y'all to share, please, because hashtag what? Hashtag sharing is caring. So yeah, happy Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. Until next time, this has been Till Time with Hope, and I am the host, Hope. Take care. Be well. God bless. Bye for now.